Enactus Edinburgh, we collaborate globally to provide solutions to local problems.
We work with international beneficiaries in India and in Malawi in empowering them to better futures.
Colonial legacies of exploitative supply chains have had detrimental effects both economically and socially.
We strive to rebalance these power structures by creating circular economies that places our beneficiaries at heart and strive to make a world that is fairer to everyone.
At Sanctuary, we tackle period poverty and stigma in a sustainable, ethical and collaborative way by employing vulnerable women in Jaipur to produce reusable and biodegradable period pads which we distribute to menstruators in need across the world.
5 years ago, we were founded by students at the University of Edinburgh and our partners in India who developed our vision
to tackle period poverty and the stigma surrounding menstruation.
For menstruation to be kind to people and the planet.
Period poverty also has detrimental long-term effects for the 87 million women and girls in India who live in poverty, forcing 23 million girls each year to drop out of school when they start their period.
Disposable pads also have a really negative impact on our environment. Most of them contain up to 90% plastic, which is the equivalent of 5 plastic bags. By 2030, it is estimated that we'll be throwing away 30 billion disposable pads per year, which is the equivalent of 800,000 tonnes of plastic waste, which takes centuries to biodegrade. And even when it's biodegraded, microplastics can have really negative impacts on our environment.
Our solution is our reusable and biodegradable period pad, made from economically and environmentally sustainable materials, all locally sourced in Jaipur from independent suppliers who share our vision and values. This is the latest design of the sanitary pad, which we have innovated based on incremental user feedback. The pad comprises one waterproof polyurethane layer, 4 layers of ultra-absorbent cotton and 1 layer of brush cotton. Both of these types of cotton are organic, which use 90% less water than non-organic cotton, and are chemical-free, meaning they can biodegrade safely and efficiently. Each pad costs 98p to produce, so for every pad sold, we can donate one to a menstruator in need, reinvesting the remaining profits back into business innovations.
Our production centre provides crucial financial independence and social support for the women we employ. Our beneficiaries come from vulnerable backgrounds, including widows, single earners in their households, or survivors of domestic abuse, and working at the Hashakti Centre is often their first experience of employment.
यहाँ काम करके और क्या आपकी ज़िंदगी में बदलाव है?
मेरी ज़िंदगी में तो बहुत बदलाव हुआ है कि पहले मतलब हर तरफ जब घुटन सी महसूस होती थी, अब यहाँ पे आके मतलब पूरे दिन की थकान मिट जाती है मेरी यहाँ पे। और ईशू दीदी मिलने वाले में तो मतलब बहुत सपोर्ट हुआ है मेरे को, बहुत ज़्यादा। अब तो एक दिन भी घर पे रहती हूँ ना तो ऐसा लगता है कि काश चलो जल्दी से सेंटर पे चलते हैं, थोड़ा माइंड सही हो जाएगा, ऐसा लगता है मेरे को।
हर शक्ति के लिए मैं बोल सकती हूँ कि जो भी लेडीज़ यहाँ आ रही हैं उनके लिए खुशी, यहाँ आती हैं, आपस में सारी चीज़ें शेयर करती हैं, खुश रहती हैं, हंसती हैं और अपना काम बहुत ही अच्छे से कर पाती हैं और खुशी से अपने घर जाती हैं।
I was recently able to visit the centre in Jaipur and even have a go at making one of the pads for myself. It was incredible to witness the positive impacts that working at the centre is having on the beneficiaries' lives.
In addition to selling our pads to conscious consumers, we distribute them to menstruators in schools and communities alongside educational sessions, instructing them on how to use and clean our pads, as well as breaking down some of the pervasive period stigmas. Our aim is to create conversations about menstruation by sharing experiences in a safe environment, cultivating trust and understanding. We lead sessions with both boys and girls together as we feel this approach tackles the shame and stigma at the root.
Our activism in Edinburgh is a vital part of our work, and through our blog and social media we aim to raise awareness of the pervasive period stigmas which exist in the UK.
Our team were instrumental in the passing of the Free Period Provisions Bill back in 2020, and we continue to work closely with the Scottish Government to ensure they're adhering to their promises of period dignity. The lack of sustainable period care available in this scheme is something which was noted by the respondents of a survey that we partnered with the university to conduct, and we believe our products would be a perfect addition.
Our business model has been significantly developed over the last year, with a greater emphasis placed on sales in order to achieve our goal for the centre to become financially self-sustaining. We have relaunched our Etsy shop with the new pad designs and new marketing techniques promoting our social impact as a way of standing out in a thriving market of period care. We are also now selling on e-commerce channels in India and have received orders from consumers in 11 states across the country.
This year, we are also working with the student consulting firm 180 Degrees, who will be helping us to transition to a more sales-based model. Our managing director issue was recently featured in a graphic novel, alongside 20 stories of women entrepreneurs in India. Over the last year, we have produced over 10,000 pads, donating 500 to menstruators in schools and slum areas. We've delivered education to 300 students in 30 schools across Rajasthan, provided 7 beneficiaries with flexible part-time employment, and saved over 214,000 plastic pads from going to landfill.
We look forward to expanding this impact in the years to come, providing period dignity to over 500 women in the next year.
3, 2, 1 बोलो जोर स्माइल करके राम अच्छा मेरे स्माइल
Here in Edinburgh, back in 2019, a group of ambitious students set out a very challenging goal, contributing to the reduction of hunger and poverty in some of Malawi's rural communities. They created a project and they call it Harvest.
So today, the main objective of Harvest is to tackle the crop losses in Malawi, wherein the small-scale farmers are losing substantial amount of crops every year owing to ineffective storage conditions.
Unfortunately, post-harvest loss is a major issue not only in Malawi but in many Sub-Saharan countries. The lack of affordable technology means that the most of the labor is done by hand and with inefficient tools. The result? A shocking 10 to 50% of food produced in this part of the world is lost between the harvest and consumption phases. In 2020, the national post-harvest losses of maize in Malawi were about 23%. More recently, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization estimated that 3.82 million people are experiencing acute food insecurity in Malawi between October 2022 and March 2023.
And this is where Harvest comes in. We are helping vulnerable groups of farmers, assisting them with the cost of the bags. We are in contact with local providers who reach those groups that are most in need, so that we can offer them not only the bags but also the training, and finally the opportunity to share feedback with us and to tell us if there's any other way we can help when it comes to post-harvest loss. This is what we've achieved so far. 250 bags were distributed to 50 farmers in 2022 only, for a total of 5 bags per farmer. They highly appreciated them and said that the losses were significantly lower.
Bordered by Tanzania to the north, Lake Malawi to the east, Mozambique to the east and south, and Zambia to the west, Malawi is a landlocked country in southeastern Africa. The majority of the population is engaged in cash crop and subsistence farming. The food crops include corn, peas, beans, and peanuts. Over the years, however, Malawi's media have reported on how poor post-harvesting handling is one of the many factors contributing to food insecurity in the country. Our business focuses on tackling this issue. We will be an intermediate agent bridging the gap between companies providing emerging grain storage technologies and small-scale farmers. Our business model is a mix of business-to-business model and business-to-consumer model, which is termed as business-to-many model. The core values are driven by value creation of the product, ensuring that the bags reach the targeted end users, who are the farmers in Malawi. Our ultimate aim is to close the yield gap and improve farmers' incomes.
Our partner in Malawi is an agricultural provider who works with 26 farmer cooperatives in the central region of Malawi. They are a distributor of A to Z products, a company from Tanzania who produces hermetic bags. The Agros Bag Plus has an airtight seal which prevents oxygen, water vapor and pests from accessing the stored grains within. Farmers who used the bags last year confirmed that they didn't apply any chemical dust on their crops and no loss was registered. Some others confirmed that they did not witness any presence of weevils in their cereal. Without the bags, they would have used post-harvest chemical treatments, the application of which potentially can reach the environment through runoff or waste disposal. This means that, thanks to the hermetic bags, farmers are preventing crop losses, avoiding pesticides cost, and reducing potential environmental pollution.
Our objective for this year is to help two more groups of farmers, one made of 36 women and the other of about 50 vulnerable farmers. We would also like to reach out to other suppliers in the north and south regions so that more farmers in need can be identified and helped. Even the smallest improvements on how farmers in Malawi store their crops can significantly reduce post-harvest loss. We hope that very soon all the farmers in Malawi will be able to effectively store their grains and cereals so that they can have more food security, more stability, and more happiness.
Creating a better and brighter world starts here.